I'm just gonna open it. Ah, fuck, I can't do that. New window. I'll be able to see it from here. You can listen. Just because the Relentless is such a good song. Oh wait, if I put it on repeat, it's gonna repeat the same song?
Yes.
Fuck, I'm just gonna open it.
I'll be able to see it
fuck,
from
I
here.
can't do that. New window.
I can hear you.
Can you hear you? I'll be able to see it from here.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Alright, it's because the Relentless is such a good song.
Actually, hang on.
Oh wait, if I put it on repeat, it's gonna repeat the same song.
I'm a bit quiet.
You're a bit quiet? I'll be able to see it.
fine.
I can't. Oh wait, if I put it on repeat,
I can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear you? Just gonna open.
I'll be able to see it. Lower the volume of the music. It sounds fine.
Okay.
And pause it from your computer, please.
I'll be able to
Actually,
see
hang
it.
on. Yeah, it sounds fine.
Oh wait,
pause
what?
The
The
I'm
strings.
quiet. Actually, hang on.
I'll be able to see it. Oh wait, if I put it on repeat,
The music is like an amplifier going on.
Oh shit, yeah,
That's
okay.
it. Lower the volume of the music.
That's that.
Okay, that's probably better now.
Yeah, so it'll be fine now. You just have to turn that off. Right, music back on. I thought the Relentless was going pretty long.
Well, it's catching up, so now I can't tell.
Okay, let's give it a minute. Yeah, it looks okay.
Oh, here we go. Hang on. Well, I can't hear any sound, so I think it's better.
Okay, that's alright. The music's still going, I think. Oh wait, no, it's not.
No, the music's.
Yep.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
If people want to hear Relentless for like, I don't know, what, 30, 40 minutes?
I don't want to play just the Relentless. There should be more stuff playing. I added it all to a playlist. Did I? I must have closed it. Whoops. You can fuck off. Hey?
I'll get the chat up on my phone so I can actually read it.
I've got the chat up,
Oh, okay.
so sorry about that. I've also got the interview sheet.
You
With all the
to do
topics.
sheet.
Yeah, no, just with topics that I normally cover. Mate, I came prepared.
You did.
No, let's add it to an iTunes playlist. How do I do that?
I don't use iTunes, so I wouldn't know.
I'll put it to Windows Media again. How do you make it so that it just keeps playing stuff?
I don't know. I use Fubar.
Fubar?
Yeah, it's like. No, I'm not gonna explain it that way, but I use it because it's better.
It's better. That's all you need to know.
It's more bare bones. I like it.
Yeah? Alright, so judging from what I can hear here, the sound is coming through fine.
Oh, well, Tracy says it sounds good. That's good.
I'm curious. I've just got to mute the music for a second. What? Tracy, what? I heard something about Tracy from 20 seconds ago.
She said in the chat that everything sounds fine.
Oh, that's Tracy.
Yes.
Ah. I didn't know that was her. Isn't that cute? Alright, well, I turned the music sound up a bit, just because you can't really hear it, but it's fine.
Okay.
Alright, so so that's there.
We'll just get comfortable.
I'll mute this.
Oh, that's too comfortable. Wow.
Can't be too comfortable.
No, there's a line that must be drawn.
You got to take this seriously, man. This interview's serious business. I don't know why there's still sound coming through. I think I've got two windows open with the stream on it.
Exit out of full screen on that other one and have a look.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
do.
I do.
Okay.
That's why it was echoing. My bad.
We're off to a good start.
We're off to a very, very good
That's a great start.
Alright, we're good. Alright, so there's that. Now I'll just pull up the interview questions and stuff.
So I get to read them?
Hmm?
I get to read them?
It's a very basic list.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, what the fuck happened to it? What? It should be here. Or it should be on my desktop. Let's see.
So organised.
Backup PCB. My scores. La-di-da-di-da. Fuck.
Just open up Word and then look at the most recent files you opened.
I'm scared to do that.
What are you opening in Word that I shouldn't see?
Nope. What about Word? No, maybe it was a notepad file. Or file card. No, it's all EA3 stuff.
Well, where do you think it last was? Search for it.
It's usually on the desktop or in my documents.
Alright, go to documents and just sort by document type and then see if it pops up.
So by
No, details is fine. The third tab there, type. Just have a bit of a gander. See what's there.
Resume, exit package, free lesson resume, extraction training list, recaps, stickies, links, power strip CD keys. Okay, no. Doesn't matter. I know what I'm doing. We'll be fine.
You say that.
Yeah, but I just see the list is there so that we don't go off onto tangents because I know that when you and I have a conversation, it tends
it tends to happen.
Yeah, so I wanted to have the list up just in case. Apparently that's a big mug. People can see your mug.
Yeah, it is. It was a gift from my partner's family.
Ah, that's cute. All right, so I'll write it down quickly again.
It's probably the sole reason why I actually drink water, because I don't have to refill it that much. It's so convenient. Oh, sorry if it looks dirty at the bottom.
People can't see the bottom of
I
it.
swear I clean it.
Getting into the game. So I'm running through it with you, just like what I normally do. Local players, community. People are really interested to hear about like the local community from your perspective, because everyone has an idea of Australia through me, and I can be quite biased. So, yeah.
You ever been to a zoo?
Huh? I mean, there's just so many good memories though, which like lots of things that I can't remember. For example, Kermit. I completely forgot about Kermit, and then when you brought him up again, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, I'll go into that later. I was thinking about it.
It's great. Yeah. All right. So there's local play community, online community, old versus new.
I wonder if he's still disappointed in Joey.
Huh? Oh, that's a kettle of fish.
Shut up and type
That's a bag of worms right there. All right, so we've got old versus new community. Motivations. Then we get into the nitty gritty. Favorite styles, play style, mentality, options, lift, GN, etc. BMS, doubles, Q&A. That's the rough layout of it.
Oh, yeah, obviously,
yeah, no, that's what I ask about. So that's the rundown very quickly of what.
Okay.
Like I said, it's very straightforward. It's like every other interview that I've done, so you can't really go wrong. Right, now I need to advertise this on different places. I've got Hex Chat.
I feel like this is all the stuff you meant to do before you start streaming.
I
I was thinking, can you shift the laptop over a little bit?
Hey?
Can you shift the laptop over a little bit?
What, this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Alright, yeah, normally I do this before I start streaming, but been a bit sloppy since coming back home.
Today's a special kind of train wreck.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so I'll post it here. Then start in 10 minutes. 10 minutes?
Like 5?
10 minutes.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Check it out. Well, we'll give them 10.
If you were to adhere to your suggested schedule, then it would be.
I never do.
Yeah, no.
I mean, actually, I used to very well, but then freaking Eric, VGTA, was like, oh, I'm good. Oh, wait a second. I don't have a webcam or a mic. So he went out, He went out and bought a mic. He came back. I was like, well, shit, it's time for the interview. Is it ready? And he's like, oh, shit, this mic and webcam don't work with my computer. So I drove all the way back, returned it, bought another one, and came back to his place.
And that took how long to set up?
An hour.
Wow.
So we ended up doing the interview like an hour later than I thought we would. It's like, good job, Eric. Good job. No, but he's alright.
Yeah, I saw Eric's interview. I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, no, that was a great interview. What's this? I'll watch that.
I don't think I want to see that.
I'll have a look later.
I've already seen it, but I don't think I want to see it again.
Alright, I'll post it on OSM as well.
I'm getting some water after seeing that.
What is it?
You couldn't tell?
I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know if I want to know.
There's always that old thing that floats around the internet for a good 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And then it finally finds its way to Facebook.
Oh,
It's one of
yeah.
those things.
Well, he must have seen it a while ago.
I don't remember, but it would have been a while ago. No, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
No.
Wait a second.
What?
Oh, I'm an idiot.
What did you do?
Good job. I closed the stream window.
Does that mean you just stopped the stream?
No, I didn't stop the stream. I closed
Oh,
like
okay.
just a window that had all of the chat on it.
Yeah, that would probably help if we can.
Let's see. Yeah. So I'll drag that out and pull that up and wait for people to file in, and we should be good.
Why is it the average score on Give Me Your Love isn't actually that high?
Because people aren't good at it.
But like, I don't think I'm that good at it.
But you see, here's the thing. I mean, the majority of the players on PSUN, it's very segregated. Interestingly,
Actually, you know what it is? It's PSUN.
yeah,
It's
everyone's setups are different, and I mean, your setup is pretty damn close to as good as a setup can be. So,
Apparently, none of the music's ever come through.
what?
I don't know. Maybe you just missed out.
What? No one in this or what?
Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be okay.
What? What?
Don't worry.
I didn't hear what you said. Something about.
Oh, I mumbled it. Sorry.
Oh.
Apparently, there was no music coming through,
No music.
as it is paused, I believe.
Music. No one's playing.
Oh, okay. Apparently, there's no music.
What the fuck? Where's the headphones? It is playing. I don't know why it's not coming through.
It might have just been.
Oh, I know what it is because we muted the muted this.
You need that. Okay. Well,
That's
better.
that's kind of important.
That's better. Good.
Alright, we're 1 minute away. Let's see. Okay. 1, 2, and no chatting yet. But yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
The reason why you're getting an echo is because I was using the computer server, and when you've got Twitch on, it'll just constantly echo.
Yeah, I've seen some nasty things happen that way back from my WoW playing days like 10 years ago.
Yeah, where the sound will just go from being perfectly normal to like it's like, great job, guys. Stop watching your own stream. Donovan is watching. We'll get on to that later.
Alright, let's just stop. We're done.
It's over. Pack it up. On that note, we should actually probably get started. So I'm going to start the footage in the background.
Okay.
I'm going to pull up the chat again.
I hope they can't hear that footage in the background.
They shouldn't. I muted it.
Okay, good.
It should be
Then it'd be loud and overpower it.
Yeah, it's fine. Alright. So.
Alright,
Ready?
that was my phone.
Yeah. So, let's get started. G'day everyone, DJ Darks here for another 2DX player interview. Finally we got one from home in Aussie land. I haven't actually done many of these like face-to-face interviews, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, featuring this fantastic couch.
This is a pretty sweet couch, I'm not
This is a
going to
great
lie.
couch. Look at these beautiful patterns. It's going to be all yours if you fly down here. 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't want it.
Absolutely. So, the player we have today is he's always been very low key with the community. He hasn't really been super involved just in like posting and presenting the scores. I mean, he did put scores in, didn't he?
I used to post on BJ Army,
Yeah.
and then Solid State scored when the name change happened.
Yeah.
I tried to have some kind of presence in the community, but I couldn't keep it up. I wasn't interested enough.
Well, I mean, this is supposedly his big coming out, so yeah. Well, it is coming out there, according to Kevin. So, today we introduce DJ GOKKUN. He's gone by a few other names, DJ E.
Oh yeah, I can run through those for you.
DJ E.
So obviously I started off with my initials, TJB, because I come from the shooting game community, so to speak.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I just stuck with my initials there. I transitioned to DJ Howard, because at one point we had a Prime Minister named John Howard. And somebody took a news article and drew like headphones over him, and had like Howard DJ's like a mad, what? Yeah. So I adopted that name because I found it funny. And then I had Gain at one point from Battle Gregor. Gain's one of the characters you can play as, and I thought he was cool or something. Eventually, I adopted the name GOKKUN because, well, actually, I liked the sound of the word. It wasn't because of what it may reference. I know it's an onomatopoeia for gulping, and I know it's used as a category for a certain something. Please don't look it up. But it just kind of stuck, and then after a while, people just knew me as GOKKUN. It was like,
well, gotta
damage is done.
So yeah. So obviously you are from Melbourne, Australia.
Yes, I've never left. Yeah,
never left.
No.
Yeah. So homegrown, same area as me. Let's get straight into it then. When did you start playing the game?
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Oh my god. Can I include Poppin in this? Because technically I started with Poppin.
Of course.
So, yeah. I started with pop music. August 2008.
Yep.
At that point, I'd already been going to Timeout, an arcade, which we all know and once loved, here in Box Hill, which is basically our Chinatown. And I used to play a game there quite a bit called Strikers 1945 Plus. Now, it's probably the worst shooting game ever.
It didn't seem that bad.
No, it sucked.
Oh.
And Paul, the guy who ran the arcade at the time, wasn't really interested in getting better shooters. So I was trying to push him more towards getting cave games, like Daronhachi or something. He expressed interest in getting Death Smiles at one point, but he wanted to get it on an LCD cabinet, and I felt like calling him an idiot, but I didn't, because I don't want him to shun me.
So obviously shooters weren't going very far in our arcade.
Yeah, but the thing is that like I sat here, right, and then I'd be sitting here and I look over that direction, and there's 2DX cabinet there, and once in a while I'd see someone playing it. I'd be like, hey, that looks really cool. But the game was so scary because we had distorted arcade at the time. And
it was distorted.
It was distorted. Yeah. Distorted AC on that old projection monitor we had, and that thing was horrible.
It's so bad.
Terrible. And I remember, I'd see people play it and I'd say, okay, cool. So I'm really going on a tangent here, but anyway. The picnic bar is a tease.
It is. It really was. Anyway, so obviously you saw this cabinet. So when did you actually first decide that you'd go up?
Okay, well I played Poppin' a little bit, and I realised it was actually too expensive to get the controller I wanted and all that stuff. So I looked at 2DX more and more, and I saw people playing it. I thought this game was really interesting. I started watching some videos on YouTube about it. I remember there was Justin, I forgot his DJ name, but there was a post in the group where he did some like 2DX challenge videos. Like he did one for,
Justin Kidd.
Like he did a RAM S video one. Sorry, S video. S random one.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool how there was actually a community for this game.
Yeah.
And I looked more into it, and there was a guy called, I think, I'm not too sure what his name was, who did a review on, I think it was Troopers CS.
The guy on YouTube,
Yeah, because that came out around the time I got into 2DX.
Okay.
So, around early October, I finally played my first Predator.
Wow. It's 2008.
I was at Timeout. Some of my take friends rocked up because I was always there.
Yeah.
Like, they'd go and get lunch, I'd go and play Strikers and try and two-wall it. I never did. I got second loop a few times, but the game sucks.
First credit. How did you find it the first time?
The first song I ever played, and this will probably give you an indication of what my impression may have been, was Choo Choo Train Remix.
I thought it was going to be 22 Doug. was
No.
getting excited.
That would have made more sense.
But yeah, no, Choo Choo Train's horrible.
Yeah, so I first played that song. I forgot what the other ones I played were.
Yeah.
But I liked it. Was a bit odd. And coming from a background where I was always looking for new music,
Yeah.
really interested in that stuff. This game had this huge, diverse selection of music. I thought, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I want to play more. I looked it up, found those videos, got me more and more interested, finally pulled the trigger, and October 15th, 2008 was my official first day playing 2DX.
I can't believe you remember like the actual day. That's something people are like, oh, I played around a few years ago, etc. But
I made it a point because I remember the day the controller and stuff came in when I ordered it from PlayAsia.
oh wow! When PlayAsia was still selling controllers.
Yeah, I got my JKC still.
Wow, that's good. Seriously.
And it was funny because when I first played, because I bought Distorted CS.
Yeah.
And I did not know that, because when you play arcade, you see a ton of songs, right?
Yeah.
And then when you play CS, there's a fraction of that.
Where'd all the songs go?
That was exactly my reaction. I was like, wait, where's all the stuff I played at the arcade?
And then you realize
At
well.
first I was like, this sucks, but then I kind of thought, oh, but it's a DVD, that kind of fits on top.
yeah, and then there's other styles, obviously, which
There's all sorts of other things.
need replay value. So
Yeah, it added to it, the
Yeah.
whole CS songs and stuff, made it really cool.
Mhm.
So yeah, I started with Distorted CS in relation to the fact that we had Distorted AC.
it was interesting that you chose that instead of going for the most recent style. Did you just go because you're like, well, it's the same as the arcade, or?
I wanted to be familiar with what we had.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I wanted to be able to play stuff at home and then play stuff at the arcade and be familiar with it, because I felt the biggest issue I've always had with this game
Yeah.
is playing a song and not knowing how it goes.
It is actually a huge thing, especially with sight reads. Just not knowing the chart make a massive difference to your
Yeah.
songs.
And plus, back then we didn't have song previews. We had to go.
Oh no, yeah, you just had to go. What's that? It's got this BPM. Okay.
We look at the genre and be like, techno. That doesn't help.
Oh man, you missed the great era of like 10th style where you didn't even have a BPM or anything. It was just
You
like,
did?
I think it did it. Wait, did it show the changes in Distorted CS? Like it wouldn't show you the BPM changes.
I
There's
don't
no
know. I
preview.
don't know. It didn't. Yeah.
No high speeds aside 1, 2, 3. No
That's-
sudden plus.
That's right. That's right.
It's just like, oh man.
Oh man, that actually you reminded me a bit there of how terrible Distorted AC was. And because our setup wasn't exactly legit, so
I know it was.
we couldn't access Cardinal Gate or anything.
Yeah.
I don't think we
No,
could.
we couldn't.
No,
you couldn't.
no.
You had to have EMUs for that.
Yeah, that would have been cool if we did.
It would have been neat, but I mean, we had the Cardinal Gate songs though.
Everything was unlocked anyway.
Yeah, it was all unlocked, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, no extra stage system or anything like that, which was disappointing. All right, well, we'll move on from there. Let's go on to Timeout and its community. I mean, obviously you play on your own. For I don't know how long.
So, sorry, I'm taking a drink.
That's right.
All this yapping on's making me thirsty.
Yeah.
So, I'm somewhat of. I'd like to say that I'm somewhat of an introvert.
Yeah.
So when it comes to playing, I do keep to myself.
Yeah.
And when it comes to timeout, I did generally have a preference for playing on my own.
Mm.
Only because I just like to sort of get in my own world when I'm playing.
Yeah,
Just space out and not really think about anything else. So it's kind of a segue from getting into the game to the community. But
Yeah.
So I think after a week of playing, I was already starting to tackle 4 and 5s.
Yeah.
And that's when enter Nico.
Nico. Nico.
I'm sure some of the people here know Nico.
Yeah.
Nico XIX or whatever the hell he calls himself.
Yeah. Or Silky Cat, or some Silk, or whatever he calls it. Yeah.
I'm sure we all remember the wonderful things he used to say online.
But yeah.
I'm sure we all collectively scratched our heads and went, what?
But I mean, what about in person? I mean, because this is a big misconception that a lot of people have, just because of his online personality.
I've heard different opinions both ways. I've heard people say that in person he's a bit like this, in person he's a bit like that.
I mean, he always seemed alright.
My personal experience, and this is as someone who, we used to meet up quite a bit.
Yeah.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah, no, he was cool.
Got along quite well, and so at this point in time, it's a week of playing. I'm starting to tackle 4s and 5s. I see a guy playing with one hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, you can do that? even though Lisu's video was like all the rage.
Yeah.
So, he saw me play because I put my dollar down.
Yeah.
He saw me play, And then he's going, oh, I haven't seen you around before, what's going on? I explained, I've only been playing for a week, and his reaction was like, what? And I wasn't aware that that level of progression at that point in time. I know nowadays it's not new.
Now it's not that exciting just because you've got, obviously. We'll get into it later.
Yeah. So he started explaining more about the game with me using random, because at the time he was doing 7s and 8s.
Yeah.
One-handed. And he'd use 2 hands if he wanted to cheat. And so he tipped me off to Tuesdays, because initially Timeout had everything was like $2.
Yeah.
So it didn't take long to spend quite a bit of money on 2
Yeah, it was an expensive game.
It was. I can comfortably say, and I'm not proud of this, that I've easily spent over $1,000 there.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily. And that's understating it, because, I mean, in Lincoln alone, your play counts were very high. So I mean, and aside from that, it was very expensive, except for Tuesdays, as you said. We had this 2-for-1 Tuesdays where all of the games would be half price. And basically, 2DX went from $2, which is pretty much the same as American $2, to $1 a game, which for you guys is normal, but for us, that was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
$1 2DX.
That was the whole arcade. So, Midnight Tune, if you were sad enough to play that, offense intended, sorry, I hate the game.
Yeah.
Nah, just kidding, it's okay. The music's, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
But anyways, so everything's $1.
Yeah, so everything was $1, so everyone came that day. Tuesday was the day to go to Timeout and play. And, we also did have Poppin still, and they made and sometimes they remembered that Poppin exists and they made it $1.
Yeah.
Apparently we used to run Iraha there, and then they downgraded it?
No, we didn't have Iraha, we had 11. Which is, I think it's just called 11. I don't remember. That's before they had names.
I think it's 11.
Yeah, Iraha's 12. We wanted to get Iraha because they had all the good songs.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
but
So, anyone who played went that day. So that's when I got introduced to Joey, who also went by the name Joey.
Yeah.
In case you couldn't guess, his name is Joey. So at the time, he was a much better player than I, and it was really fascinating watching him play.
Yeah.
Because I think he was doing like 10s and 11s.
Yeah, he was quite good back then. Like, distorted. He was catching up to me slowly.
In contrast, he progressed quite a bit in also a short time frame.
Yeah.
And it was impressive to see him play. And that kind of led to me getting more and more motivated, saying, I want to be that good.
Yeah.
Like, and not because I want to get better than anyone, because not because I want to get better than anyone, but because I personally want to be at that level.
Yeah.
And sort of go beyond.
Yeah, I was the same way. Actually.
Yeah.
Just when you sort of see something really good, like, I want to do that well.
Yeah.
And it really sparks that motivation. So yeah, obviously Joey. So you started chatting to Joey.
Yeah, and it was funny because I was aware of you at the time. I hadn't met you, right? Yeah. And I remember seeing your playstyle video, which is probably the reason why I progressed so quickly. Because it was like, use your thumbs. Okay, I'll use my thumbs.
You really need to use your thumbs. Yeah, that was a real point that I made in that video.
And so I was familiar with your voice. I didn't
know. No one does until they see my stream.
And then we had an old school DDR Poppin player called Arn, or he went by the name Luzerdate.
Yeah, Luzerdate, LB. Some people might know him.
And I still remember this scene so well. And so Joey's playing Tripping Contract remix.
Yeah.
Tripping Contact or Contract?
Tripping Contact, I think.
Contract.
I don't know. Just
someone correct me, please.
Yeah.
And Arn walks in, he's like, yeah, Joey! And it's just... But the thing is that he sounded so much like you when he said it. And then I was like, is that Darks? He's a lot shorter than I thought he'd be.
No.
I got introduced to him, and it turns out he used to be one of our better Poppin and DDR players.
He still is quite good, but he's obviously focused on Diva now.
I don't know what he's up to nowadays.
Yeah.
I know he got into DJing, and I talk to him rarely, but...
No, at least he's doing alright for himself. But yeah, okay, so you met Arn. Yep. Sort of still in the community.
And then they started...
I'm a bit surprised about that. But...
Shift that window over so we can...
Yeah.
Easier if it stops.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't know where it cut out, but we were talking about Arn. And then obviously name dropping, and then started on... Yeah.
So, and they started to find out... Well, I started to find out more about the other players. So we had a guy whose name started with an A, and I honestly forgot
Arlen?
his name. Was it Arlen?
Arlen?
Yeah, he used to play with Nico quite a bit.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was one of Nico's motivators
Oh, that's
to getting
interesting.
better, or something.
Yeah,
along those
Arlen
lines.
was the guy who played with me and Jeff like years ago.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Yeah, and he just sort of disappeared after a while.
Okay. Yeah. So I think he actually moved country.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, so I went more and more. I still played shooters, mind you, and
Yeah.
I was still fiddling around with pop music. I mean, it's $1. Why the hell not?
yeah.
And so alongside 2DX, I was trying to get good at popping. For some reason, I felt like it helped with my timing. It doesn't.
It does. It really does.
So
I tell you what, it does help with your stamina though. I mean, when you play a random pop and go to 2DS, if
you warmed up. So
yeah, you warm up a lot quicker if you play popping before there. But anyway, okay, so we'll keep going.
sort of losing track of where I am. So
Still in community. I mean, so this is when it was just sort of like the four people. So you had Nico, you had you, Joey, and myself.
yeah, so
And
after around the time I first cleared my around the time I cleared my first 12, so this would have been Rustachia another.
ooh, so that was on CS, right?
Yes, that was
Okay.
Troopers CS.
Yeah.
That was shortly after that was actually when I met you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I still remember we went to get bubble tea across the road
yeah.
in that place next to the booth.
Ah, right. Yeah.
And I remember I said something about like me clearing my first 12, and you're like, "Oh, okay, cool." It's almost like you just did not care.
Well, I do actually. I was just trying to show I didn't. What I'm like, you're an asshole. How did you progress so fast?
And I'm not gonna lie, my first impression was kind of like, "Oh, I thought he was a nice guy."
So I was just jealous because it took me quite a while to clear my first. I was like, considering,
I played a lot though, man.
yeah, no, it is true.
Like, I was transitioning from shooters again. I played a lot of things that are flashing again.
It's alright. It's fine. You haven't dropped flames. It's all good.
So
Yeah.
I was playing a lot of shooters. So like while playing 2DX, I was also
Yeah, you're
still playing quite a bit of Machine Summer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And like I really wanted to get good at Ultra Mode and all that. I digress.
But you digress. Okay, so we've covered local community.
Yes.
And I guess we'll go into online community. So at the same time that you sort of discovered the local community, were you active on VJ Army?
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
So local players here did have some degree of participation in
Yeah.
VJ Army or Soul Set Squad, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it VJ Army because that's how I remember it.
Hmm.
We had some other players here in Australia that I knew of. We had a guy called Big C, I think from Sydney.
Big C. I remember the name.
I think. He might have been Brisbane. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of the players do come from Brisbane, just because that's where the other two capitals
Yeah,
are.
I didn't know about the DDR and the Groove players who also played.
Yeah.
I didn't know a single thing about them at the time.
Yeah. It's a bit of an enigma, Queensland. Like, the players are very, very low key there. So it's sort of like this dark territory that you don't know.
Well, yeah, we had a guy who basically triple-played everything except May, and there's Black.
And mind you, his May was -8, and this is back when no one else was anywhere near getting it.
Yeah.
Wood, Charlotte, all the people didn't know it.
He just comes out of nowhere, dude's like this freaking tall.
It's just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm perfect combo to minion.
Yeah, it was always just like, hi Luke. You made me feel so short.
It made me feel so crap at the game.
But going back to the online community, so this it was all pretty new to me being exposed to this. Like we had the regular posters in the forums. I'm not going to name them because they know who they are. Although I will say that I never fully understood. I never fully understood Oni's humor.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to be black. I'm not sure.
He's a character, and I think that was one of the big problems I thought with the community, just because it was hard to get in, sort of. Like,
It felt like there was a little bit of a barrier preventing me from sort of opening up.
yeah.
I tried once in a while, but there was always this level of intimidation present.
Yeah,
It stopped me from...
it wasn't just you. I mean, a lot of people felt that from the VJ Army community.
And it carried over to SOS too. Although I have no interest in posting on SOS at all, because SOS is it's very broad compared to the Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. So, on that topic, so obviously you did participate. Obviously, that died down. And,
I attempted. I posted scores.
Yeah.
Joey used it as well, so I used it as a way of rivaling him.
Yeah, keeping
Saying,
progress with him.
Hey, look, I got this. You know, step it up, son.
And then Joey stopped posting scores.
Well, you know, we all started reaching different points in our lives.
Yeah.
So I think in his case, work started to come up. Uni uni was winding down. So it's kind of like a next stage of your life.
Yeah, and I was also very low key at that point. Sort of in 2008, 2009, I was starting to play a lot less.
Yeah, if memory serves, you had your own thing going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. So let's keep that personal.
Yeah.
Going back to the local community, because there are two things I didn't actually mention.
Yeah.
So we always had the odd player who came by and wanted to get into CDAs.
Yeah.
We had one guy called Bernard.
Here we go.
Who we inappropriately dubbed Kermit. I know it's wrong to give someone a nickname based off their appearance, but that's just what happened.
So I remember him as Kermit. I don't even remember him being Bernard. But anyway.
That was his real name. So he was a Tekken player who kind of like huddled around the cabinet with us, really wanted to get into it. Kept talking about how he wanted to play, but he just he refused to even try it.
Yeah.
And he sort of shoehorned himself into the community, or the tiny little community we had, so it was very hard. And it was interesting, because it just goes to show you that you don't necessarily have to play the game to be part of the community. This guy would slander people so hard behind their back.
Oh.
It was like drama was being created for no reason. And it was always just like, hey, this guy, it's like, hey, sorry. Oh, Bernard said Nico said this, what's going on? And Nico would just kind of be like... And Nico was the guy to call it as he saw it. So if he thought someone was doing something stupid or acting weird, he will say that. Yeah. Like in a group setting, he actually said to me once, he's going, "You act different in groups of people." This is like,
Nico,
this is awkward.
But anyway, so
I appreciate that honesty, but therein lies my point.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of expressed that we were getting a bit annoyed at this unwanted drama being caused by him.
Yeah.
And sometimes he pulls aside and whinges about his life, like how he.
Oh my god, that was hilarious!
Almost got into a fight over a car park or something. Like, and he once straight up said to him, he's like, "Look, we think you're annoying."
And then he disappeared, never to return.
And he just slandered us so hard. And excuse me, I am going to have to swear on stream for this because I am quoting him. From that point onwards, I was known as... is it okay?
Yeah,
because I'm
fine. It doesn't matter.
From that point onwards, I identified myself based off Bernard's words as that fucking white guy who always wears the same shirts, always wears the same shirt and pair of shorts.
Did you actually wear the same pair of shorts?
I think I did.
I don't remember.
And it was so funny because when he told me that, I laughed. I started crying. Like, not, you know, boohoo my
kids. Yeah. That's hilarious because he's so mad. Like, he can't find anything wrong. So it's just like, fucking hell.
It encouraged me to stick to this, like, 2DX uniform I had. It's like I'm going to school.
So good.
And in the later days, in in Chakra, we had a guy named Locke come down from Singapore, I think.
Oh, really?
I think he's from Singapore. You never got to meet him?
No, because I was in Japan.
Of course.
Before, so.
Yeah. He's a really cool guy. He was around Robin's level.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep. I got the platform with him once.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was actually a really good player. He was really calm, really chill to play with, and he played two-player. So
neat.
It was so awesome to finally have someone to play with who also played two-player.
Yeah. It's a great feeling having that. I mean, it's one of the best things about playing with Robin because he's very chill, he's very easy to play with.
Yeah.
Mind you, he picks fucking terrible songs.
Well, we also have John, who...
Oh yeah, John's around.
Yeah, he doesn't really play anymore, but I don't think he does. But,
he plays the occasional game of Bertram, sort of.
Yeah,
through 8s.
Yeah, John's one of our low-key players, but he doesn't really take the game seriously.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's really covers that community. There's not that much to say about it.
I mean, it's sort of like it was very close-knit for a few years, and then it's funny. As soon as we got Linkle, it started to
downhill.
Yeah, it went really downhill from there, which is surprising.
Well, we had some arguments about the timing.
Oh, God.
We had some different opinions on the timing, how it all went, and look. I'm not going to take sides or
Long story short, it was just very that upgrade caused so many social dilemmas.
There was there was no particular person at fault, but I like to think we were all to blame and could all learn something from
Yeah,
that experience.
exactly. So, yeah, basically, Linkle tore the community apart a bit.
Yeah, we had
And,
people like saying, no, the timing has to be this, no, it has to be that, you're an idiot. And then we
Yeah.
had like a signed thing going around saying, please do not let these people touch the cabinet. It's just like,
Yeah.
am I in high school?
Yeah, drama from time that just sort of stemmed from there. But I mean, okay, seeing as we are on Linkle and seeing as we've sort of covered both community bases, let's actually start talking about Linkle because Linkle introduced Pete World.
Linkle was sort of a culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Because that was when I went, oh my god, there are all these guys in America, some of them I know, I recognize their names, and they still play.
Yeah, no, that's the thing because P World, like Linkle P World, started bringing people back. Like a lot of people like VGTA and Chaos, and those sort of old school players, and then of course who can forget frickin' Limey, who just came in and wrecked everything. Like
you call him Limey too.
Well, Limey, I call him Derek just because I know him as Derek. But yeah, how did you sort of feel when you sort of saw all these players becoming active again, all these people sort of coming up and getting better?
It was cool.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see that. I was really happy to see that heaps of other people out there had this level of motivation to push themselves further and further. Maybe for different reasons, but it was just really awesome to see that. And the sense of there being an actual community also motivated me.
Yeah.
Because after a while, when you play a game on your own, it can get a little bit lonely.
Yeah, of
like,
course, yeah.
About 2-3 years ago, I played a game called Butchie Butchie Pop, and it was it's like one of the best shooters ever seriously played. And it was for a scoring competition on KVSTG, which is now a dead forum.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was really no one to talk to about it or participate with, and even online, there weren't that many people playing it. So after a while, I was just kind of like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, and then you just sort of lose motivation.
2DX kind of had that effect after a while when I played it on my own for so long.
With the local community dying down and things like that, I can imagine they just sort of... And it was the same thing for me, like the only person I had to talk to was Jeff, so when that local community scene came together, it was like, oh my god, I'm like so much more motivated to play now.
Yeah, I know I've kind of contradicted myself here by saying that, because I did say that my biggest motivation is where I can take myself.
Yeah.
But I do think the social aspects could really sometimes help you cross
It
boundaries.
is. It's a really great thing, and I mean, I attribute a lot of my progress in the past 2 years to the community that we have now.
No, definitely.
Just because there are so many people constantly pushing me to do better. So,
no, I have to agree with you. I mean, in recent events caused me to sort of get back into it. Mostly just for the sheer amount of motivation I'm seeing from other people, but also with you, because it's just like this level of enthusiasm kind of brushes off. Yeah, it's like I'm sure a lot of people here have played Dota or
League of Legends,
or League. Okay, sure,
that was a lot of drops, but
so. And I'm sure you've played at a point where people start to get a little bit negative over stupid mistakes. Yeah. And that brushes off onto you. You become a bit negative yourself. Unless you're the kind of person you would like maybe thick skin, you can chop it up. Yeah. But I do think that the environment you're in plays a big role in how motivated.
Absolutely. And that's one of the best things about the 2DX community, because out of all of the communities that I've sort of participated in with games, it is one of the most positive communities. I mean, yes, there's good and bad people in the community, but
it was also it was also cool to see just where everyone had come from. Yeah, I mean, there were technical players. I'm glad they saw the light. There's been DDR players. I've recognised a few names from there. I think Decker is DECA. I think his name is. He's an independent player, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But it's just interesting recognising those names. I mean, geez, there's even people from the Yu-Gi-Oh community you could play. And that's like
Yu-Gi-Oh community.
That's so bad. Like, I did not expect that. Like as a sort of Magic player myself, it's like, oh cool, even people from card games here.
Yeah, it has grown immensely. I mean, especially during the Tricoro era, and that's one thing I wanted to ask, really, because obviously you posted during VJ Army, and then you've obviously transitioned across to this new everything streamlined sort of experience. Yeah. What do you like? How do you feel about that? Do you feel that it's like, because I said last year, and I still stand by, this is like the golden era for 2DX, because everything is just available. Everything is sort of wide open. It's not sort of very private. Like people are coming out more. or being like more active or exposed and things like that. So, what do you feel about that? Do you feel that it's a good thing or a bad thing? Or
Good.
Yeah.
Depending on the person, it can add to the intimidation of it all.
yeah,
I mean, I find the more vocal good players are, could
Yeah.
potentially detract the lower level players.
but I mean, even still, like low level players, like, and I really want to say this: if you're on the forums and you've done something that you're proud of, do post it, because people aren't going to be like, "Oh shit, go AAA 12." They're going to say, "Good job, like keep getting better." Or someone who you might be rivaling, or someone who wants to rival you, will be like, "That's a great score. Let's start rivaling." Like, it's one of the best things because
A lot of people have vouched for this on their own behalf, but
Yeah.
even myself, when I see people posting scores, regardless of how good or, regardless of how good it may be,
Yeah.
within, say the pace of AAA things.
Yeah.
I like the fact that if people post enough, I start to see their name pop up more. I
Yeah.
recognize it, and then I actually see their progress. Like,
yeah,
oh,
it's
wow,
really
they're
great.
actually
Like,
getting better.
there's people who I sold Sunless to a guy named DJ CC, and seeing him sort of, yeah, no, it's funny, but seeing that guy progress and get better and better, I'm like, it's really good to see him go from that level where he was sort of at 8s to 10s to now getting 12s.
It's cool to see that.
It's really neat to see.
Yeah, I like seeing that. Like
And,
even I think was like
Yeah, it's
like I remember one of the first streams I watched when I started getting the community. I saw him post saying, "Oh, I'm streaming." Like, okay, I'll just stream it.
yeah,
And then I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like everyone plays.
Yeah.
And then over time, I've actually seen like even him progress a bit. And it's like, oh, cool. Like this is nice.
The other thing which I really like about it, which I point out, is the fact that all of your scores are public and the stream of your scores is there for people to see.
There's that new level of transparency. We did
because
it once.
that was what was killing VJ Army, because everyone would just post their best stuff, whereas now, if someone fucks up, you can see where they fucked up. And I think it gives a little bit of it reassures you a bit, because you sort of go to Derek's page and you go, he's human too. Like, sometimes he gets some average scores.
Sometimes he fails songs.
Yeah, sometimes he fails out on stuff, but I mean, yeah, it made me happier to see that stuff, and that's why I will never private any of my history.
It's a great example of why you don't use things like Facebook as a good reference for life.
Yeah,
it's all cherry picked. You don't know
exactly, and I mean that's the same thing with like the video playing in the background. You said you wanted full sessions showing people like when you do well and when you do poor.
Like everything you're seeing is me trying to adjust and struggling quite badly. Also suffering from caffeine withdrawals. I'm on over a month now of having it, but it's been too hard.
Well, either way, I mean, considering how you've performed on PSON over the past few days with no caffeine, I think you're doing quite well. I mean, you're still ranking top 15 most of the time.
On average, it's around the top 10.
Yeah.
Depending on the song. I mean,
yeah.
For some of the hardest balls, it's usually top 10. But I don't really go, ooh, cool. That means I'm good, right?
No. Always keep pushing up, hey. So let's actually go on to, because we were talking about community and what you get out of it. What's kept you motivated? I mean, have you taken any like serious breaks from 2DX?
Too many.
Too many?
Okay, so I've come back from a huge one recently.
Yeah.
Which spawned from all sorts of things. I finished uni. I got a new job. It was an absolute nightmare managing my life.
Yeah.
Just getting everything in order.
Yeah. So
And there was all sorts of other things that chased up too. I mean, I collect a lot of music and go through a lot of music. I have a weird record collection of like old hardcore techno and 80s noise. It's just, and it's actually a lot to keep on top of, man.
yeah.
And I mean, if I have to choose between a video game and something I really love pursuing, the game's gonna go.
No, of course, yeah. It's fair enough.
But in this case, I kind of had to make a choice, and at the same time, I was getting more and more heavily invested in a relationship that I'm currently in.
Yeah, that tends to do it. I mean, that's why during Tricoro you like shot past me in terms of skill, just because I sort of drew back a bit because of my relationship, and you were just boom.
But once you adjust to the lifestyle changes,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm playing a game because I've learned how to manage it all.
Yeah, and it's good to see, and I'm glad that you are playing again. But
I am too.
So what's motivating you at the moment? I mean, let's talk about now, and now that you've come back.
You know that feeling when I'm not blaming you. I said I have a job too.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, ignore that. Like, what's keeping you motivated at the moment?
Hang on. It was the job that did it for the most part.
Yeah.
It was the fact that I had a job that made it so difficult to manage time because you got to wake up,
Yeah,
commute
early.
to work, finish work, come back, and then it's like I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, it's terrible feeling.
I want to be a vegetable.
I mean, that's the main thing which kept me driven in Japan, even after working, was JDR. Just this JDR always wanted to go to the arcade.
It's
play
just-
session with
It's
me. So,
difficult.
yeah, so it's I know I can understand this stuff, but when you've got someone to back you, or when you've got someone to play with, it makes a pretty big difference. Because you sort of feel like, oh,
Well, even in this case, I'm in a situation where my partner actually encourages me to get better.
yeah, which is good. Oh, it's good. So
I'm really lucky.
you are a lucky guy. Mine was like, no, don't play.
Like, I'm not rubbing in. I'm just saying one of the things that actually helps me quite a bit is actually the support I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
But sorry, to answer your question on motivation, because
Yeah.
I'm on a tangent there.
That's alright.
My reason for motivation is actually pretty straightforward. It's just, you know that feeling you get when you get a really good score on a song,
Yeah.
and you just have that feeling like, yeah, I did really well.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
that buzz that you get.
It's like whenever you play something like, I don't know, to draw from new songs, Don't Stop the Music, or Give Me Your Love,
You just have to pick those two.
or
amazing
something
songs.
even better like Max Attack.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the song?
Max Attack? Yeah, Mad Attack?
Mad Attack. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's embarrassing. Well, that's how bad it is. I forgot the name.
Yeah.
I mean, good. That's how good it is.
But yeah, I mean, when you play stuff.
But when you play them and you get a good score, it's just like, ooh, I like that.
It's good.
It's just a fun game, man.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's the same reason why last year I played Pro Gear quite a bit.
Yeah.
I was getting into the second loop consistently.
Mm.
I wasn't always improving my scores. But there's this sort of zone you get in where it's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can understand that, and I mean, it's why I'm playing almost every day now,
Yeah.
because, you know, every day, just, you know, the occasional session just makes me happier, overall. I never come out of the session feeling upset, which is good.
Like, even if you perform poorly,
Yeah.
like, don't necessarily look at it as, oh, I'm playing bad, I'm
Yeah.
having a bad day.
Yeah, yeah.
I always try to look at it as, oh, I'm playing bad, okay, I'm gonna try and improve my worst.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, that's the thing, like, just working on your consistency is probably the most important thing, and that's something which the top rankers pointed out to me. They're like, we don't give a shit about how high someone's score is
Yeah.
most of the time. We care about how consistent they are. And I mean, that's why, you know, people usually bitch about top ranking going, oh, they got a shit score, I could do better than that. It's like, yes, but you've got to understand you're performing live in front of the country, in front of thousands of people on a setup you're not used to.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you can be that consistent and in those conditions, it's very different to, oh, you can score almost the same as the top ranker. So, you know, getting that consistency thing down is really important,
Yeah.
I think. So, yeah, no, it's a very good thing to keep you motivated.
Yeah.
Let's move on now, because I mean, you said that you drew a lot from that. I mean, what's your mentality like? Where do you want to go from here with the game? I mean, at one point will you sort of be happy? Because I remember you were saying you didn't want to do this interview until you were back. Do you consider yourself back at the moment?
No.
No?
No. I have almost too high a standard on what I consider as good when it comes to
Yeah.
what I do. If I do something and you say, well, that's really good,
Yeah.
I will sit there and say, no, it's not. And I even had this in class yesterday where I
Yeah.
wrote a sentence, because I do a Chinese class.
Yeah, yeah.
I wrote a sentence in Chinese that actually, according to my partner, was actually quite good.
Yeah.
But I just didn't say it because I didn't think it was good enough.
So, yeah, I mean, it's good and bad. I mean, striving for more. I mean, I don't know. I sort of reach a point where I'm like, okay, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't... There's some things where I'm like, I could do better, but, you know...
I think there's like a level of satisfaction that
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
occasionally.
exactly.
which is fun.
And I mean, where do you see that level of satisfaction being when you are... When would you be happy with, like, the level that you're at? I'm just curious.
That's a tough one because I've thought about it and I've often
Yeah.
thought I don't think I'm ever going to be happy with where I am. I think I'm going to be content at best.
Yeah.
I do have certain songs where I go, alright, I want to get this on it or
Yeah,
whatnot. Like for instance, I'm trying to. Well, I really want to AAA Ancient Escapes Legendaria. Like
That's
I really
a goal.
like I really want to.
Yeah.
A while ago it was AA May and I got really close to it.
Oh man, you got so close. I was actually scared.
But this was like a year or two ago.
Yeah, yeah.
didn't really play it again ever since. But there's just certain little milestones I set for myself that I like to slowly chip away at it.
Yeah,
No, it's just nice to sort of come back to it. It's like
it's good.
It's like playing an RPG and you get to level up a little bit. It's like,
yeah.
man, look at all this stuff I got.
Yeah, so good. So yeah, I mean, I reckon keep at it because compared to before when you sort of had very few people at your level, because you and Butler. Oh, we never spoke about Butler. Has Butler kept you motivated?
For BMS, yes.
Oh man, that guy.
No, Butler scares me sometimes.
Yeah.
His play style.
Oh man, I've got to upload that video, that section.
Because he plays like...
he's Tucker S.
yeah, he's basically Tucker
But he
S.
doesn't bring his thumb across.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. He's like static, right?
He just slides it. Like,
And he just slides his fingers
yeah,
across.
he's like another player I saw called SB.
Yeah.
A Japanese player. And there's a video of him doing One More Lovely. And at the start, it's not random. He's just doing this.
Yeah, and he gets it. I saw him play Vox Up. He got a 1-3 roll, and he got it just sliding his finger across, like the 2 keys. I was like, what the fuck?
He does that, and it's not that far fetched. I mean, personally, I've done it myself.
Yeah.
I still do sometimes when I'm
Yeah.
super lazy. I'm just like, I can't be bothered bringing my thumb over.
Yeah.
It's too late. I forgot why I mentioned the show.
Oh, Butler just keeping you motivated.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, I used to play with him a bit after class and uni. I'd spend my time out. So it was on the way home for me,
Yeah.
and we play a few games. Try to, but yeah, no. The level he was at helped because it encouraged me to play hard stuff too.
Yeah. No, he's very good at hard stuff.
And then I'd see him do something, and then it was like, oh, can I do that? We'll have a look.
Yeah. Because I mean, back when Lincoln first came out, you guys were constantly ranking sort of top 5 on hard stuff.
I wouldn't say constantly.
Yeah. I mean, relative to everyone else.
There
They're
was-
always at the top.
There was the odd song where we got like top 5, and everyone was played it.
And then it was like, oh well, not that good. That's shame. Okay, well, seeing as we were talking about the thumb, I guess we can move on to technique. I mean, let's talk about technique and how you sort of progressed with it.
Okay. Like a lot of people, I started off playing like this.
Yeah.
And then I started playing the standard right hand for a one
Yeah.
player. So, thumb is on, I gotta think of the numbers here. 5 for thumb, index on, well, I'm looking at the controller here. Middle on
6.
Apparently the video explains that with me.
Oh.
Oh, that's me.
Oh well.
And my pinky is on 7. It used to be ring finger, but I started to get hand pain.
Yeah.
So as per your suggestion, I changed it, and I've been good ever since.
Yeah. What about your left?
Okay, my left doesn't have a play style.
Yeah.
Okay, for the most part, it's actually index on 1,
Yeah.
middle on 2, and thumb on 3.
Yeah.
Is it like that? No, sorry. Middle on 2, thumb on 3. My index is 3.
Yeah.
And then when I scratch, I just see the typical switch like that. As for, hey, cool, we're setting up sound drivers now.
Yeah.
No, is it sound drivers? Scanner? Oh, that was when you plug your.
Oh right, I plugged my phone in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Store.
My bad. So yeah. And have you like transitioned your technique since then? I mean,
I've tried to adopt different play styles over the years, and none of them worked. I used to play like Derek actually, so my pinky was flat, and I used to hit the side of it. I started having issues with bruising, and I even
that's right.
I
Yeah,
even
you
had
were
some problems with bleeding at one point.
apparently he played for a few hours, and like his pinky started to bleed. And everyone was like, "Is that? You realise your finger's bleeding, right?"
Is that sanitary? As for my left hand, I've tried to do like the 1048 style.
Yeah.
I've tried to do like moving around, thumb, all that stuff. Eventually, I've given up on what to do with my left hand.
Yeah.
I just let it do its own thing, and you've seen that happen.
Oh man, you've done some really trippy shit with your left hand. I'm like, what is he doing?
The way I look at it is, on my right hand, I'm happy keeping static.
Yeah, it
My
should
left
be.
hand, I want it to suit every situation. Because for the life of me, I will never, ever nail those 2 and 1-3 rolls.
Oh god, it's impossible. I bring my thumb over.
I can if I do that,
Yeah.
like the 1048
Yeah,
style, but it's not easy, man.
It's a hard style to get used to, and I mean a lot of people have trouble adjusting to it. But once you get it, And once you're comfortable with it, I mean, people have said it is hands down the most comfortable style. I mean, Phoenix swapped from what we're playing, which is symmetrical, to 1048, and he said he does not regret it. Just because he's more comfortable through dense stuff. So
I'm sure that's the case, but I'm pretty content with the way I'm playing right now. Because I can always see where I'm doing something wrong and what I can try
what you can do to fix it. Yeah,
and
so,
I am starting to make my right hand a little bit more versatile.
Yeah, no, it's just about versatility.
Like the other day, I used these two fingers on 3 and 5. That was really weird.
Alright, so let's talk about your options now. Obviously, you use lift, which is a bit uncommon. I mean,
Really, I thought it was becoming more common.
it is now. Like, a few people are starting to use it. I know VGTA uses it, Robin uses it, Matt uses it.
Alright, well,
But
the day we got Serious AC was when I started using it.
I didn't realise it was that day, that very day. You just turned it on one day, and you're like, I like this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, it just, I can't play with it because I'm just so used to the standard lanes that it just, it throws me off. But
It's difficult to go back to.
really,
Yeah.
it's surprising actually because lift is really, it feels unnatural.
I'm a very touchy player, as you've seen.
Alright, so obviously you use lift. How much lift? Like number?
Standard.
So just the standard?
Whatever the default is, it's like 120 something.
Okay, because I know people change it up.
And I don't. I changed it once by accident and I hated it.
Yeah.
I changed it once and I was like, oh man, how do I fix it?
What about green numbers? So obviously you've got two setups. You've got your arcade and you've got here and you've got CS. So we'll start with CS because that's what you play a lot.
Okay, well, if we were to compare Peace on P-World right now, I know you said CS, but they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Our TVs are practically the same.
Yeah.
Except
I mean,
dimensions.
we're using the same TVs. Tom's got the same monitor, but the 32-inch as what I got on the cabinet, and the same as timeout. So
The timing is still glorious.
yeah.
As for that, I'm currently playing on like offset +7 with a green number of 277.
Yeah. That's alright. That's pretty standard.
I normally go for that range. I sometimes raise it to 280 depending on how the BPM of the chart.
Yeah.
As for scratchy stuff, I can go as low as 250. And that's because I rush my scratches.
Oh no, everyone does, and I mean, I think that's honestly because of the arson board, because it does time early.
Yeah, I found the best score I got on red, which wasn't actually that good,
Yeah.
was when I was playing like 252 or something stupid like that.
That's really dumb.
Yeah,
So what about arcade? What do you normally use for arcade?
pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't really have to adjust too much, which is good.
I just rock up, hit buttons. CS got a little bit weird. CS I started playing more 260.
Yeah. CS is a bit odd. I mean, same thing with VGTA. He had to change his numbers drastically.
Yeah, I was all over the place. Like in AC at one point, I was going as high as 285 green number.
Yeah.
But I had so much of the lane being covered.
Yeah. That's a bit odd. Normally when you cover more of it, you
Yeah.
can go with lower green numbers.
The best comparison, if you've ever seen a player called Kame, I think he sometimes calls himself.
I think that's Madoka now. Yeah.
No, I don't
They're
know.
not the same?
The playstyle is different.
He's the one with the spastic left hand, which just does whatever.
And this guy looks really chill when he plays.
Oh, okay, so it's not. So it's probably Kame. No.
I don't know. Well, there's a video of him full comboing Rage from a while ago. It was like good. It was like a god random.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He uses like only these two fingers in this.
No, I think it is Madoka.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So Kai used to be Madoka?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Madoka. It's the K at the end. I figured this out. Like.
Surprised I did not put that two and two together.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, green numbers obviously get altered basically.
Yeah, it varies on the density of the chart, BPM.
Mm.
There's all sorts of little factors that change it, and I don't have like some specific formula for figuring it out.
Yeah.
I just kind of do it.
Yeah, I'm good.
You just sort of feel it.
Do you have like a rough white number that you use?
300.
That's 300. Wow, I played like 215.
I used to play no none.
What?
I used to just put it up as fast as I could have it go.
So yeah, I mean, obviously you've got your settings, which are very natural, and your offsets are obviously fine because timeouts mine is 0, mine's 0.
Apparently you're slowly starting out the screen by
What? Am I?
So.
All right, there we go. Anyways, so yeah, with common technique and all of your options and stuff like that, let's talk about other sort of peripheral games. Now, you mentioned pop music, and you said obviously it doesn't transition too well.
Well, maybe at another level, but
Yeah.
I got a pop and dial down there, which is actually I sold to Jeff. So it's kind of not mine.
It's kind of not yours, but it's back in your house anyway. Well, he's got a cabinet, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure how to trick the situation. I should
Yeah.
probably shout him dinner.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's fair, right?
Yeah, but let's talk about other things. Did you ever play doubles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played up to 9s, I think.
Wow, I didn't realize you played.
Played up to 8s or 9s.
Didn't realize you played doubles up to there.
Joey started playing, and then I thought, oh, I wonder how good I can get at it. I just kind of went from there.
Yeah, already better than that. That's terrible at doubles.
Doubles is fun, man. But I've already experimented with it with one
Yeah.
hand play and all that.
I've heard it's really good for one-handing stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it makes you much better, according to DJ 404.
No, I'd have to
So,
agree.
Yeah. He also said it makes your technique a lot more versatile, just
Yeah.
because you can hit more keys.
Because you really have to force your hand around and do.
Yeah. So I think for symmetrical players, it's really advantageous.
Yeah.
But you know, it's really interesting. Who's the best doubles player? I don't remember.
I don't
What's
think
his
that's
name?
right.
Exit.
Oh, right.
When he plays
Is he
singles,
still playing?
when he plays singles, he plays static. He doesn't play freeform. He plays static, 1048 style,
Oh, okay.
which really surprised me because I thought that he'd be like the most versatile person because he's such a god at doubles.
I remember there was a video a while ago where they took 3 of like, the really high-ranking
Yeah.
doubles players, I think. I don't know if they were high-ranking, but they were just
Yeah.
good. And then they all played Himiko ST.
Singles, yeah.
And they were all pretty normal, and then one guy plays it, and I swear, it's like watching PXY play.
Yeah. Oh no, that was Masa.
Oh, Master. Okay, maybe PXY is a bit of an understatement for how crazy his hand is.
Masa's playstyle's fucked, but it works somehow.
It was
But
so-
he can't really do dense stuff.
Their reaction was priceless.
Huh?
Their reaction was priceless. He still got a good score, mind you.
Yeah. No, he's a beast, but yeah, he's not top ranked or,
Yeah.
or anything like that. So yeah, his playstyle's fine. I don't understand Masa's playstyle at all. Whoa, that's a big frame drop. That's a really big frame drop. Come on, stop doing that. What's wrong with your internet?
I don't know.
Okay, I think. Wait.
I think it'll slowly get better.
Okay, it's fine now. Alright, so
You gotta remember, we live in Australia, so
yeah, koala internet. That's what
Yeah,
one calls it.
yeah.
It's the signal Santa Claus by sleeping
like,
koalas.
it has good days, and then it has days where it's just like, no, I don't want to go.
Alright, so let's get on to one of your close to heart topics, BMS. Now, obviously there's TDX, and then there's BMS. BMS, let's talk about BMS.
I love BMS.
Yeah. So, when did the BMS trend start for you?
I've always been an advocate of having a CRT laying around the house
Yeah.
for old games, and so when I found out about LR2, I picked it up. I saw all those, odd BMSD songs.
Yeah. You're like, oh my god.
I recognized a few of the names though. Like I saw a track by P-Light.
Yeah.
This is ages ago.
And Homadu.
I was like, oh my god, they're actually cool.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's play some of
Yeah.
that stuff. It was all too hard.
Yeah, at the time.
I remember the first thing I played was I think like a lot of people, it was Evangelize.
Oh yeah.
And I got my ass handed to me. But anyway, I got into that because I had a spare CRT laying around.
Mm.
I had a dual monitor set up, so LCD CRT.
Yeah.
I had no desk space. And that was a 19-inch Philips CRT.
Yeah.
Good monitor. Eventually replaced it with a 21-inch rebadged Sony.
Yeah, that was such a good one. You still have that?
It's like right over there.
Oh, sweet. You still got it. Good.
It's beautiful. I'd play VMS like 100 hertz or something.
Jesus.
And it was so silky.
Yeah.
Don't do that though. Nah,
Yeah, so-
85 was fine.
So yeah, so BMS, did you progress throughout, I don't know, like...
It's funny, BMS didn't help me at all.
Did it?
No.
See, a lot of the top ranking players have said you've got to be in the BMS to start doing really well in like hard stuff in 2DX.
No, I just played hard stuff in 2DX more.
It's really interesting.
I tried. I really
Yeah.
tried. And I started playing some hard stuff. I got up to 12s and 13s.
Yeah,
It was getting absurd. It was getting to a point where I had to change my playstyle if I wanted to progress.
yeah.
But I kept playing it because I liked the music.
Oh yeah, the music, like, I don't know, like BMS for me is a bit hit and miss. Some of it's very, very tacky. Some of it's really, really good.
Some of it's like, why is this? But I'd scour through a lot of the
Did you ever play
team pages.
Did you ever
download
play the
stuff.
Chinese piano song?
No.
You missed out, man. You're missing out, man.
I'd scour through a lot of the Chinese pages, a lot of the Korean and Japanese team pages and stuff, and they would post new stuff.
Yeah.
And so there was this steady stream of new music always coming out, and it was really cool to play around with that.
I've always compared BMS to In the Groove in terms of like peripheral games. Like it pretty much represents what In the Groove does to DDR for 2DX.
You could say that, like it requires a degree of talent. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, a degree. It doesn't have to be like actual talent.
Sorry, not too much disrespect.
But I mean, just the mentality of it is very similar. Like for one, the timing of it is bigger, similar to In the Groove.
There's no doubt about that.
The frame, DDR uses frames, 2DX uses frames, ITG uses milliseconds. I suppose LR2.
Oh really?
Yeah. Okay. The chart styling is very similar, like In the Groove. Like In the Groove, it's all sort of streaming 16 stuff. BMS is just about loading density.
Yeah,
it's all about how well you can read stuff.
Yeah.
So I find it sort of takes the same sort of thing, and it's stupidly hard compared to the standard game.
I've always treated BMS as a different game.
Yeah, it's a completely different game.
It just so happens to have the same input.
Yeah, it's like DDR and Group, but not the same game at all.
It's like when I played DJ Max, Trilogy
Max. Yeah.
And after all, I go, oh my god, I'm playing this. No, it's got some pretty good songs in it.
Yeah, no. So I mean, would you recommend people to pick up BMS sort of once they reach the early 12s level, or would you say stick to 2DX?
It's all personal preference at that point. If you feel like it's going to help you, and maybe it will, good, more power to you.
But I mean, that being said, as well, Derek has gone from BMS to 2DX, and he's just like, I can't time anything.
Yeah, I had a huge issue with timing.
Yeah.
Going from BMS to 2DX, like, I would have like a huge session playing BMS. I'd rock up to timeout, Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Everyone's there. I'm playing first credit. What the hell happened?
Timing just goes out the window.
It's like, am I really 10 Dan?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't ask you about your Dan until you are 10th Dan.
I'm lazy.
Yeah, you're lazy. Are you aiming to get Kaiden?
No. I almost like out of spite. No.
Yeah.
No, look, I will.
Yeah.
Let me just practice May again first.
Yeah, it really does all come down to May. I mean, I think you fail at the same spot.
I don't have to be good to get Kaiden. I just have to know May.
It is basically that. I mean, you look at some of the Japanese Kaidens. I mean, I spoke to Taisuke the other day, and he said, I saw a Kaiden who's barely double-Aing 10s and like getting A's, like sort of towards double-A's and 11s. It's like, how is that person Kaiden?
Some people just have weird timing ability. I mean, look at Butler's a good example.
Yeah.
He struggles to AAA like 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
And then he goes ahead and gets second place in Thunderbolt.
Oh my god, that Thunderbolt score. I only just beat that recently.
Yeah,
that took me a long time.
Back then, I think it was second place or something.
It was absurd at that time, like that score. Oh, fuck man. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to... I lost. I'm 200. Anyway, so BMS does help.
I would say it does, but we all have different experiences.
All right, we're talking about Kaiden as well.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kaiden changes, like adding mirror to it?
I like it, but as a player who struggles so much with base on 1 sometimes, it's going to make me feel like I'm cheating.
Yeah, but I mean, what about base on 7 Himiko? I don't know if you've tried that, but...
Oh no, I haven't, I hate it.
Oh my god. I tried it, it was freaking impossible, so...
No, there's some things that no one should ever have to go through, and base on 7 Himiko is one of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I have a love-hate relationship with base on 7.
Yeah, no,
I feel like I always get it when I play.
You always play when I'm around, you're like, oh my god, base on 7!
It's every time. Maybe I'm just paying attention to it more than I need to.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like seeing a certain time of day and you're like, oh my god, it's this time. What a coincidence.
Yeah. Well, that's basically covered everything I wanted to talk about in the interview. Now, I guess I'll open up for Q&A.
There was one story I never really got to tell,
Oh, yeah.
and I feel like telling it because it's really stupid and awkward.
Alright.
So I liked playing Poppin because sometimes the 2DX cabinet was full.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this one guy who rocked up, he wore clothing way too tight, and I swear he had a thing going on for Joey. Was the thing, or you, I'm not sure. You know who I'm talking about. And he's sitting there, he's leaning on the Poppin cabinet, making out with this girl. And I wanted to play Poppin. I really wanted to play Poppin. So I walk up with the dollar, and I'm just like, standing. I'm staring at the cabinet, and before me lies two people, in, like dancing the dance of life, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, not literally. That'd be a bit indecent.
Just put your credit in.
Where? They're blocking it.
Just between the legs. Reach in.
Don't mind me. It was the most awkward experience ever. Then again, I've always been a little bit awkward, but just standing there, not knowing how to react, it's like, excuse me, I'd like to play.
Oh man, that's so good.
They ignored me and they just didn't hear me because timeout's a big mess of noise.
Oh, back when they had that arrangement of cabinets.
Yeah, one of our many visitors from America. Okay.
Hang on, just before you start this story, I'll just say, guys, if you have any questions for GOKKUN, post them in the chat, and once he's done ranting, we'll get the questions flowing. And yeah, if there's anything specific which we didn't cover in the interview that you want to know, don't hesitate to write it in the chat, and we'll ask it. But yeah, anyway, so back to story time. America visitor.
Yeah, so we had two Americans come over, Lara and Banana, if memory serves.
Yeah, people might know. I heard Piggy Pig.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Now we're going to omit a lot of what happened.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Anyway, so I remember Lara actually put up a video saying this place is too loud or something.
Yeah.
And the way we had it set up was we had
DDR.
So we had like 2DX was here, Technica was here, DDR was here, Poppin,
GMDF
right next to 2DX.
Then you had DDR, and then you had Dance Maniacs. Or did we get rid of it by that stage?
No, we still had it.
Oh yeah, Dance Maniacs. Technica was in the middle.
Yeah.
So all the music games were just in this giant circle.
And they were all playing to each other. And
yeah.
And this is a great clash of noise. It was
oh my god.
The worst experience. Like, probably the reason why I have tinnitus.
Probably is. Like, honestly, it just, yeah, it was too much. And I mean, I think the layout now, it's close to what it used to be years and years ago, which I like. But,
yeah.
Yeah, timeout's timeout now. It's just...
Oh, look, there's been a change of owners and priorities are different. It's no different to what happened in the city with Blue House.
Yeah.
Or Yellow House, or whatever you wanted to call it.
Yeah, no more drugs fueling the place staying alive.
Or the great former White House, which I never got to experience.
Oh my god, you missed out on some...
I remember Nico telling me there was a guy, like, with a lighter and a spoon in a corner there.
Yeah.
He's just, like, playing King of Fighters or something.
Yep, it was a glorious place. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm glad I missed out.
Glorious place.
Yeah.
Alright, so are there any questions before we wrap things up? Anything at all?
Oh man, what else was there? Man, Luke visiting was so cool.
Luke's a very chill guy. I'm kind of sad.
Oh man, no, you know what? It's an injustice to not mention this, but when John visited.
John?
Yeah.
Which John?
2DX John.
Oh, the legendary John.
Legendary John.
Sayer Man. Yeah.
Man, he was cool. I remember we got like Viet for dinner or something.
We hung out a lot.
Yeah, I had this pretty bitch in spring rolls.
Oh man. Good times. Yeah, John's a really nice guy. And if you guys don't know 2DX John on stream, go check out his stream. He does mostly speedrunning now, but he still plays 2DX from time to time. So make sure you check out his streams when he does, because he's such a nice guy. He's getting back into it too.
Yeah, and he's like so tall. He just filmed me playing Golden Cross. He got me the best hand shot.
Oh man. Yeah, no, he's very chill. I hung out with him in Osaka. Good guy.
Yeah.
Really good guy. And yeah.
It's sad though. There really wasn't that many people who came by. Like there was Locke. We had the escapade with Bernard.
Oh boy.
We had John visiting. We had
Luke visiting. Other than that,
was there really anyone else? Oh, you know what? Actually, I am forgetting a few people. We had the Tekken players.
Oh, Tekken. Fuck, I hate it.
So we had Samo.
Yeah.
Who actually I think was a little bit famous in that community.
Really?
He was really good.
I didn't realize he was so good at Tekken.
He was one of our best, man.
Wow. Okay. He got into 2DX. Yeah, I remember.
He tried to, and then we had Zip.
Oh yeah, that girl who just got up to 5s miraculously all of a sudden.
I think she played more than 5s.
Yeah. I think all these people have gone back to.
Yeah, they were studying abroad.
Yeah. So they're back in their own countries where they can play real EMUs, not our fake EMUs. Someone wants to know: can you bitch at Darks every day to do Kaiden when it comes out?
That's just book hacking.
Yeah, it's just Don being Don.
No,
Thanks, Don.
I will bitch at him every day. Instead of saying good morning or whatever, I will say, "Are you kiting yet?"
Oh, that's the question I was going to ask you. Now, are you ever interested in going to America and meeting these other players?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this going to happen live here on this stream with all these people watching?
What?
Oh, we're going to commit to this. Best of the West.
Oh, I
next
thought we
year.
already did.
So yeah, okay. I guess we're committed.
I thought I was playing to get better, so when I do compete, I don't do.
You can get top 10. Yeah.
No, dude, I really like. I've always wanted to go to America anyway.
Yeah.
And
So
if
you're gonna go hit up Cali.
yeah.
Best of the West. We are both planning to go there.
No,
next
like
year.
I know I haven't been the most vocal, so I don't really know the community, and I'm willing to sort of reach out and actually talk to people for once.
There's a lot of great people in the community.
Yeah.
As I said, like I've made a lot of good friends out of it.
No, and from my perspective, as someone who's always kind of been across the other side of the room, I've always seen the community and the group of players as a very motivating bunch. And just pretty chill. It's not like it's not like the community's form of past history.
Yeah. It's all very new, very fresh, and I think it's a great new start overall. So yeah,
much better than Thailand.
On that note, I think we'll call it a day, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to ask GOKKUN anything else, he's on Facebook. He's in the chat. Sorry, not the chat, the Facebook group. So yeah, like I will upload this video if there's anything else you need to know that you can think about. Yeah.
Oh, and
a message.
And if anyone wants to help me get better at Mandarin, yeah, I've been taking classes throughout the year, and I think I'm okay, but I'm too scared to say anything.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know if there's any really China. Actually, there's a few players from Singapore.
Dude, it's California.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I have to ask you, just because I always do this at the end of the interview, what would be another interview you'd be interested in seeing? Because I always ask people this, and some people mentioned you.
Can you get Rai?
Oh, people have mentioned he's hard to get a hold of, but I would love to do Rai.
Didn't you talk to some girl on YouTube who dated him or something?
Yeah.
Just talk to her. Be like,
they don't talk anymore. We won't go there, but yeah. I will see what I can do. Maybe we can get Rai on.
As for who you could probably interview next, I can't really name any specific players. If you haven't already, if you already interviewed Mion.
Mion?
Yeah.
No, I haven't interviewed him yet. He's a bit shy, but yeah, he wants to do an interview.
Yeah,
so.
no, I've because on Peak Sun, I watch his scores.
You guys are very close in terms of the scoring. So.
No, I'm actually interested to hear sort of his take on things. But overall, I really don't care. You could interview a guy who does 5s or 6s. I just like to hear.
Interesting, yeah.
I just like to hear what other people have to say.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's really interesting because even though we're all here doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of interviewing a player from Italy.
Oh really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there's a guy Alexander Nadarius who
Yeah.
He's transitioned across from the groove. He's in a completely different community that we don't know a lot about. So that would be interesting. I think
they've had over in I think even in France as well. They've had some pretty strong communities.
Yeah.
I know in France they've got a pretty big shooting game scene.
What about their 2DX scene though? I'm curious about that.
I think they had a really good doubles player.
Yeah.
He was doing 11s and 12s.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some videos pop up. But I've always known France is more of a shooting game hub. They've had some. They actually flew some of the Japanese players over.
Yeah, you did tell me. That's incredible.
And they had our world record holding Battle Garega player who was also. I think people thought she was a cross-dresser. It turns out. Yeah.
Anyways, we're going off on tangents. I'll stop it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And yeah, till next time. Bye.